name is AJ Furlat, and I'm on the assembly sub-team. What I've learned from this year is the importance of communication and how in between different sub-teams, communication can be very hard, and it is crucial for us to make a fantastic robot for competitions. One thing that I like best about robotics is how I can watch a part be designed for the robot and then manufactured in a couple of hours, and then assembly cleans it, installs it, and programming brings it to life. It's a magical process that takes many people, and it's just a great bonding experience, and it's a great learning experience. Currently, what assembly is working on is we're deburring parts coming from the machine shop, and we're installing them. And we're seeing what works and what might not work from paper during our actual form.
Hi, I'm Bryce Sweeney. Some of you may know me as Little Aiden, and I'm part of programming. Probably one of the most important things I've learned in programming this year is the ability to work in a team. You can be as good at programming as you want, but you won't be able to work well in robotics if you don't know how to work with other people and share what your knowledge on the robot. If you're not there and you have something that you haven't shared to the team, no one's going to know what your code does, and all of the work you've done just doesn't matter. So one of the most important skills that I'm learning during this season is working with other people, sharing what you're doing, and also, on the flip side, learning what other people are doing and what their code does, so if they're not there, you can still take over for them. What programming is working on right now is prepping for the robot. We're getting code that we don't need the robot to run, but as soon as we get the robot, we can make code for it a lot quicker. Like, for say, if we made shooter code, we would have the code prepped, but we wouldn't have it fitted to the robot yet. And speaking of shooter code, one of the things we're working on shooting is tracking the hoop. So if the drivers were to press a button, the robot would lock onto the hoop, aim upwards, and if they were to press left or right, it would stay locked onto the hoop. Another thing we're working on is a harness. Instead of going move, turn, it's going to be tracing a smooth path through the field, which is a lot more efficient and looks cooler. I mean, honestly, you can't deny it. Off to you.
Hi, my name is Carter Searcy, and I am on the machining team, which is currently tasked with manufacturing the parts that we get designed from the CAD team. One of the most important things I've learned this year is that accuracy is far more important than speed. Because if I were to go down there and make 20 parts in 30 minutes, that'd be great. But if they're all too big or too small, then they're all useless. So being accurate when you're manufacturing parts is far more important than being fast. Which is why we use a system of prioritization so that we make sure we get the important parts out before the less important parts. On top of that, I think one of the coolest things that I do in the machine shop is just the process of creating parts out of blank stock. I find it to be incredibly satisfying and incredibly rewarding when at the end of the day you can look at your part sheet and you can see that you've completed 4 or 5 parts and you know that they are of an acceptable quality. And that is it.
Hello there, my name is Nathan Popoff and I am on the electrical sub-team. The most important thing I've learned on electrical is how to effectively communicate and work with others, as well as, of course, what all the electrical components do. The thing I like most about what I'm doing right now is being able to contribute to the construction of what is essentially the nervous system of a robot. Now, what the electrical team has done this past week, we have soldered wires onto many electrical parts, placed those parts onto our practice robot frame, and we are still in the process of wiring all those up.